There's always a lot of stuff to work on, especially on the D-line. There were some technique lapses, some misassignments that we need to shore up moving forward. But there's a lot of room for improvement, which we're really excited about, and we're ready to get after it in practice this week.
You talk about how you see the tape and then you're like, oh, we got room for improvement. What is specifically the one thing you guys really feel you need to do better at?
Pass rush lanes, getting a four-man rush, I think we can definitely improve on that. I don't think the D-line had a sack on the stat sheet, and the one TFL came from Mike Dwumfor, true freshman. So I think as older guys, we need to get a little more production. I know our technique is pretty solid, we graded out pretty well. But in terms of production, I think we need to set that up going forward.
Speaking of those young guys, are they helping push the older guys and you in turn pushing them back and just creating all sorts of competition up front?
Yeah, I believe I read a quote from Coach Harbaugh, the competition is steaming or boiling or something like that. Yeah, that's true. I mean, if you don't play the way you're supposed to play, someone may step in and take your spot, and that's really good for the team.
With two defensive linemen possibly being out this weekend, what does the line have to do to recruit?
We just have to step up. People are going to play more than they usually play. They need to step up and play well. This game moves forward every week with or without people, if they're injured or if they're out. So we just got to step up and play how we're supposed to play.
The Knights are a spread team. Does that present any more types of challenges? Do you prefer playing against the line them up and run into your teeth, or do you like the way they spread you out?
I'm a big fan of 22 personnel, 2 running backs, 2 tight ends, pounded offense, but they run spread, so we're going to have to practice it this week. It's similar to the blocks we got this past week that Hawaii ran, so it's not a completely different game that we're going to play. But I've watched a little bit of the tape, and they do run hurry up, which we struggled with a bit last year, but it's a new team and a new defense, and I think we're going to be ready for it come Saturday.
Does Don Brown have a different philosophy on tempo and preparing for tempo?
His philosophy on everything is just solve your problems with aggression.
Okay.
So we're just going to attack it aggressively. We're not going to sit back and wait for them to make a play, bend but don't break. We're going to attack them full steam ahead.
How's the shoulder feel?
Feels great. It felt great on Saturday. Feels great today. Really excited about it.
You were doing some stuff at the 3 technique, right, instead of nose. What was that like for you in terms of being a different position?
It's a little different position. It's not too different. Just spread out a little wider from the ball. I'm going to do whatever I can to help the team, help the D-line. So they're just moving from 1 technique to a 3 technique, so I'm happy to do it.
Glad to not have to go about against quite so many double teams, though.
Yeah, that's nice. Playing as 1 technique or 0, you get double teamed almost every play. 3 technique, there's a bit more basis, so that is nice.
Having gone through it and having seen Brian go through the injury before, did your heart sink a little bit when he went off?
It did. He gave us one of these and said he thought he was going to be done for the game. That made me feel for him a little bit because I know he's worked so hard to get back from last year. And seeing that happen, it did make my heart sink a little bit, yes.
Was it strange for you to see all the freshmen who played? Do you know all their names at this point?
Yeah, I do. I do know all their names. It was a little weird knowing that if I was a true freshman, if I went out there, I'd be a deer in headlights. But they handled it pretty well, I thought, especially Big Mike. Impresses me yet again. The kid played both ways in his first game in the big house, so that's pretty impressive.
What's it like trying to move
Are
him?
they different? Are the freshmen different, you think, from your perspective, coming in now after... they're playing so much more in the summer, it seems like.
Yeah, I think when you go through a Coach Harbaugh-led football camp in the summer, you are more prepared for a football season, and I think that showed up definitely on Saturday, with the freshmen stepping in and doing a great job for the most part across the board.
What makes it so tough to go against Mike? Is it just the weight?
The weight, how he moves, everything. Technique is pretty good for a true freshman. His tenacity. I don't know if you saw his defensive snap. One of them, he rocketed off the ball. Got hit in the hip a little bit, fell down, but knocked his guy back like 3 yards. So he's got it all working for him.
Where do you think he's better, offensive line or defensive?
I don't know. I was watching him on the big screen from the bench at O-line. He looked pretty good. I don't know. We'll have to see the game grades, see what you graded better out at.
How'd you feel Rashawn played on and adapted on Saturday?
I thought he played fast. That was the biggest thing. I know when you're a true freshman first game, that can be one of the things. You stand still, it feels surreal. But I think he attacked it head on. I think he played well. And again, for the D-line, the production wasn't there as a whole. But I think that will come as we move forward in the next couple weeks.
Brian, what's enabled Grant Newsome to play as quickly as he's playing? What do you like about him?
I think it's his mentality as he attacks the game, I guess. He's a very cerebral kid, very smart guy. And I think that helps him a lot. Knows all his calls, knows the assignments, knows where people are supposed to be coming from. He recognizes blitzes, and I think that helps him a lot.